They want to meet with you today, Mr. Secretary. I'll host it in my office. Will you commit to meeting with them?
Congressman, I most certainly will, as long as you do not politicize the meeting.
Mr. Secretary, the only person politicizing anything here is you.
I now recognize Mr. Pfluger from Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a sad day. America's security has never been weaker than it is under the Biden administration. In your reign as Secretary of Homeland Security, on March 13th of this year, a Texas DPS trooper attempted to stop Rashian Comer for speeding, and Comer refused to stop, and a reckless high-speed chase ensued. And at one point during this chase, the suspect began to nonchalantly live stream himself driving at 105 miles per hour and evading the police officer behind him. At the same time, a 71-year-old grandmother and her 7-year-old granddaughter were on their way home after a play date. Their names were Maria and Amelia Tambunga. Maria is the mother of 2 of my constituents. As Maria passed through the intersection of State Highway 163 and I-10 Service Road, Comer blew through a red light and struck Maria and Amelia's vehicle. They were pronounced dead at the scene along with 2 other people. After law enforcement secured that scene, it was revealed that Comer was a human trafficker smuggling 11 illegal aliens in his truck, evading the law. Over the last few weeks, I have heard countless stories of this beautiful 7-year-old girl, about Amelia and Maria, about how Amelia was an outgoing fashionista. She wanted to be an influencer, about how she loved to play with her friends and dance with her Aunt Jenny and cook with her grandmother, Maria. I'm wearing a pink tie today, Mr. Secretary, in honor of that little girl. Most importantly, Mr. Secretary, the Tambunga family is here today. Emilio, Maria's husband, and Amelia's grandfather, Elisa, Maria's daughter, and Amelia's mother, and Virginia, Maria's daughter, and Amelia's aunt. They're sitting right behind you. They came here today because they want answers. They came here today because of the failures of you and your leadership. They came here because they want closure. They deserve answers. Mr. Mayorkas, will you turn around and offer them your condolences and an apology for the failure of your administration that led to the death of their loved ones? They're right there. They're standing right there.
Congressman.
Mr. Secretary, they're standing there, and I think they deserve an apology from you.
Congressman, Mr. Chairman, may I stand and turn my back?
Certainly.
Our heart breaks for your loss. Our heart breaks for the loss of all victims of criminal activity.
It is a failure of the policies that have allowed hundreds of thousands of families to go through this grief. They want to meet with you today, Mr. Secretary. I'll host it in my office. Will you commit to meeting with them?
Congressman, I most certainly will, as long as you do not politicize the meeting.
Mr. Secretary, the only person politicizing anything here is you. The security of this country is not a political matter. In fact, on September 21, 2021, you told me in this committee room that the border was secure. If we can play that video. Is the border more secure under your leadership than when you started?
Congressman, the border is secure. We're executing our plan, and I've been very clear and unequivocal in that regard.
Mr. Secretary, the question is the border more secure now under your leadership?
Congressman, it is no less secure than it was previously.
Mr. Mayorkas, are you going to tell the Tambunga family that the border is secure today?
Congressman, you are politicizing a tragedy.
No, I'm not politicizing tragedy. They came here to Washington, D.C. of their own volition to get accountability for the loss of their family, 2 beloved members of their family. This year, we had a hearing at the border, which no Democrat came to. Not a single Democrat came to the hearing that we had in McAllen, Texas, and Chief Ortiz said that the border is not secure. Do you disagree with Chief Ortiz?
Congressman, let me return to what you said. Accountability is brought in a court of law.
Mr. Mayorkas,
I delivered accountability for 12 years.
Mr. Mayorkas, do you disagree with the head Border Patrol agent when he said that our border is not secure?
Congressman, I have testified to that issue.
So you do disagree with him? You disagree with your chief of Border Patrol?
I respectfully do in that regard,
You do. Not a single Border Patrol agent that I've talked to in the past 3 years has said that they trust your leadership or have faith that you're keeping our country secure. I look forward to the meeting with the Tambunga family and coming up with real solutions. And I hope that all of my Democrat colleagues will meet the Tambunga family and listen to their story and understand the things that are happening in my state and in others because of the failure of these policies. And we have the answers right in front of us. I hope that every one of you will do that. You had the opportunity in McAllen, Texas, and it's time to meet with them. I yield back.